We'll start back freshman year of college. I actually used to be really smart. I was the recipient of the only first-year student, what do they call it, scholarship for international business for my college. It was the only first-year student that got the international business scholarship. And as an international business student, you had to take a language. So I took French because I had taken French before in high school, so I felt that made sense. And everything went really well first semester, freshman year. Got A's and B's on every homework, every quiz, every test. Everything went swimmingly. And then I get my report card and I get a D. And I felt, that's odd. So I sent the professor an email and said, hey, I was kind of going over my records and see that I have an A average in this and a B average in this, and was very surprised to find out that I got a D. So that was the semester that I learned the importance of reading a syllabus, because then she responded, yes, you did. All your records are accurate, except that you didn't do any of the online assignments. And she was absolutely correct, because I didn't read the syllabus and we never talked about it in class. So, long story short, that had something, maybe a little bit, to do with me not being an international business major anymore. I decided maybe English was more my language, and I became an English major. So, fast forward, middle of senior year, I am getting ready to graduate, picking my classes for last semester, super excited, and then my advisor says, hey, but what are you going to do for your 200 level language? I said, I'm an English major, so I'll take an English course. And that's when I found out you had to take a 200 level language to finish with an English degree. And so I said, okay, I guess I'll take French again. So I sign up for the class, I get to class the first day, and find out that I need the same book that I needed way back then that I sold because I had a huge grudge against the French language and felt, when would I need this again? So I show up, find out I need the same book. Well, listen, I'm not buying the same book again. I just refuse to do it on principle, and it's not happening. So I get to class, and it was me and 4 girls. That was the entire class. It was a small school. So I wasn't really good friends with anyone in particular, but I knew one of the girls. So I went up to the girl after our first class, and I said, hey, listen, I know this is going to be weird, and I'll give you money or beer money, whatever, is there any way I can just kind of share the book with you for the semester? I'll let you know way in advance when I'm going to need it. I'll have it in class every day. I'll give it to you whenever. I mean, it's your book. If I could just borrow it every once in a while, do the homework and whatever. He goes, yeah, I don't care. You don't even need to give me money. Just make sure I can get it when I need it. I said, you're the best. I appreciate it. And the whole semester went great. I had sent her a message when I needed it, picked it up, gave it back to her the next day in class. We shared it in class because we would have to do all these reading assignments in class. And then one day, towards the end of the semester, she doesn't show up to class. And I was screwed. And the professor, of course, the only time this ever happened, of course, she starts class and right away she goes, all right, everybody, let's do exercise B. Mike, do you want to start us out? And just like that, I was caught red-handed without a book. And so I kind of had to do the shuffle over, sit next to someone else and kind of be like, hey, can I borrow your book a little bit? And so she goes, Mike, where's your book? Which was weird to me because I thought that my professor and I kind of had this unspoken arrangement where she knew that I didn't have a book, but I did fine in class, so it wasn't a big deal, and I was graduating, and who cares? Apparently that wasn't the case. And she says, Mike, where's your book? And not a second goes by. It was like she was waiting for the professor to say this. This girl in the class who I hated, and for no reason. She never did anything to me. She was just one of those people that you just know, just kind of by being around them a little bit, that you just do not get along, you don't like each other, and you just hate this girl. Well, here's why I ended up hating her. Not a second goes by, professor says, hey Mike, where's your book? Other side of the table, she just goes, he doesn't even have a book. We are in college. This is not elementary school. And I look at her, and the entire class looks at her. We're just like, wow, really? All right. And even the professor was kind of taken aback. She was like, all right, not a big deal. Just kind of look off with somebody else. We'll move on. It's not, a problem. So now I have to sit through this class with just hate sweating off of my face for this woman, this girl across from me, and I just hate her so much. Hated her even before, but now I have a reason to hate her, so it's just really overwhelming. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I can't make this up because you so rarely see karma happen. 5 minutes later, maybe, a cell phone goes off in class. And this had never happened before in class. Cell phone goes off. And it was this girl. And so she starts like, going into her pockets, and she's got to like find it in her bag, and it keeps ringing, and it's like everyone's quiet, and so she like grabs it and closes it, and the professor said, she looks at her, she goes, "You can actually take that out in the hallway, and we'll see you next week." Kicks her out of class for her cell phone. Kicks her out of class. Girl, bright red, tomato red, grabs her stuff, like tail between her legs, just kind of walks out the door, shuts the door. Just awkward silence, like anything you've ever heard. And the professor just kind of goes, "Well, she was rude," and then just goes, "Let's go on," and then just like keeps going. And that was the most redeeming thing that's ever happened to me to this day still. And that's probably why I believe in karma the most to this day. So.